Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about Friday the 13th, one of the first horror movies of the great 80s period. So now I'm going to talk about the fact that they took Friday the 13th and said, do that again, do that again. And that's what they did with Friday the 13th, Part 2. Yes, despite the fact that there's not a lot of, mass serial killer in the first one, now we've got a new set of counselors, and they're at Crystal Lake, and they're horny, and there's full frontal nudity, and we have Jason the Baghead. Alright, look. This is a classic film. Some would argue it's better than the first one. Some would argue it's on par with the first one. It's not. It's marginally different than the first one. It's a remake. It's not quite as inventive, but it is a solid horror movie, giving you a lot of what you want in horror movies, which is violence, blood, and a little bit of nudity. Where this film really fails for me is the fact that there are just too many characters. I mean, I know you got to get a bunch of people out there so they all get killed, but these characters are indistinct. You're going, okay, there's the really tan chick that likes to wear the short shorts, and then I don't remember anybody else in this movie. And then the tan chick gets killed, and you're like, oh, spoiler. Oh yeah, somebody gets killed in a horror movie. Yeah, just spoiler. Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure most 80s era horror movies, only one person made it out alive anyway, so I don't think that really counts as a spoiler, but here is the thing. Again, this is a classic horror movie. You gotta love it, you gotta watch it, but it's not gonna be what you expect, because none of the icons are present in this film. This is Jason Voorhees in his primordial state, looking very hipster, by the way there, Jason, looking very hipster. And he doesn't look the way you expect him to. Well, hey, this is the great thing about this particular franchise, is it matures more, it goes somewhere. And, look, Friday the 13th Part 2, coming out in 1981, this film is remarkably fast in its production. I mean, I know these things are kind of easy to shoot, but really it seems what happened is there was maybe another horror movie set at a summer camp, and they said, this seems like a Jason film, make this film like that film that came out last year. Either that or they always plan to have a sequel, but I don't see that happening because this one's not even set at Camp Crystal Lake. So it's just like, bam, there's your sequel, get it out there. And you know what? It's not a bad film. It is a lot better than a lot of horror movies I've seen recently. I mean, look, you had Friday the 13th, best horror movie with Kevin Bacon in it. Then you had The Darkness, worst horror movie I've seen with Kevin Bacon in it. So this film, yeah, okay, it's full of forgettable throwaway actors, forgettable throwaway characters, and a knife-wielding eunuch maniac who... Eunuch, that sounds familiar. Oh my god! I just realized! Jason Voorhees is kind of Michael Myers from Halloween. Yeah. Masked, knife-wielding maniac. In a way, this could even be the sequel to Halloween when you think about it. But then they made one of those, and I'll talk about that later. Anyway, look, I enjoyed watching this film again, and I think it's very important for everyone who's a horror movie film buff, or a movie critic to watch this film. That's my opinion. I'd like to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard Dale.